fuck is up, you guys? If you're new here, hello. My name is Brittany. I swear a lot and I'm really consistent with uploading videos. So in today's video, I wanted to talk all about the surprise Sephora Beauty Insider Appreciation Event. Like, can you appreciate us a little bit more throughout the year besides 3 times a year, Sephora? Come on. This sale actually came out of nowhere. None of us were expecting it, and usually Sephora only does 2 sales a year, so the fact that they're giving us a third, I'm all about that life. And the fact that I got this in the mail, hell has officially froze over because I never get these in the mail. So you can use this online and in store. I'm gonna leave all the information part of it in the description box because we got a lot of shit to go over, so we ain't got time for dates and shit. So I will leave all that in the description box because the times of the sale that you could shop does depend on your status, but you guys have probably seen so many videos with that information, so let's just get on to all of my recommendations, shall we? So the first thing that I'm going to start with is my perfume. I just had it. So the perfume that I typically buy around this time or for like the November sale would be the Burberry Brit perfume. This stuff is my jam for fall and winter time, or winter and fall, whatever. If I say opposite, don't judge me. But anytime that the fall or winter is coming, this is what I like to smell like, because in the summertime, I always go for like my Sol de Janeiro. Like, I smell like Boom Boom Cream everything in the summer, or anything like tropical. Those are my scents for like spring, summertime. And then scents like these are what I like for winter, fall time. Like almost like masculine, but not super masculine. Very unisex smells and a little bit more musky. So if you don't like musky scents, you will not like this. But this is just one of the most beautiful perfumes I've ever smelled. And I don't know, I love it. I don't know what it is about it. I've loved it for a really long time. I've worn this for probably like 10 years. Like, I think this is one of my very first perfumes that I've ever got. So I've worn it ever since, and I feel like the winter and fall time is perfect for this. So I would recommend that one highly. That's like the only perfume that I wear throughout the winter and fall. So that's the only one that I'm going to have for that. So next thing that we'll talk about really quick, I got a little card over here so I keep everything organized. This is going to be all of my skincare stuff. So basically I'm going to go, we'll start with lips. So there's 2 lip products that I would highly recommend from Sephora. The first one is going to be the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Kiss something lip butter. I love this stuff. I am like cautious about the cap when I throw this in my purse because the more that you use it, the cap does start to wear out a little bit. So you can hear it like click right now, but the more that you use it, the click does stop and like the cap will just kind of fly off. This is the lip product that I always have in my purse because I love that you could just be like whoop, and that's all you need. Like, it covers both your lips in one swipe because it's huge. I absolutely love this, but for daytime when I don't know, like I want a little bit more, almost like I want a little bit of color, I want a little bit more moisture to my lips, I go for the Laneige, or Laneige, however the hell you say it, the lip sleeping mask. So this is obviously meant to be a sleeping mask, but I prefer this during the daytime because I love my Rodan and Fields lip serum beads. Those are my nighttime jam. This I love for daytime, and it makes your lips look so luscious and juicy, and it smells so good. It smells like strawberries. I freaking love this stuff. And I think they just came out with 3 other scents in this too. I think they have like an apple one, vanilla, lavender maybe is the other one. I don't know. There's a couple other ones that are limited, but this is the original one and I love it. I would highly recommend it, and it makes my lips feel good. Next thing I'll talk about is shower gel. I recently fell in love with this Brazilian Foreplay Moisturizing Shower Cream Gel by Sol de Janeiro. I swear this is not going to be sponsored. I just fucking love the scent of this stuff. This smells exactly like the Boom Boom Cream, which is the next thing that I'm going to talk about. But I will say, once we get into like winter fall time, I won't use this. Like, I won't repurchase this until the Sephora VIB sale, or if Sol de Janeiro has a sale like in the springtime. But oh my god, this stuff just smells so good. Like, take me on a Caribbean vacation and just bathe me in this stuff. So I highly recommend that if you're into that scent for all year. If you're in hotter climates, I mean, why not? I'm in New York, so it does get pretty cold, and these scents just don't really vibe with me during the spring or during the fall and winter. So I just wanted to mention it because I do love it. It's just something I wouldn't purchase right now. Same goes for the Boom Boom Cream. I fucking love this stuff. This is one of my favorite products that I've ever put on my body. Smells amazing. I won't say too much about it because I won't be purchasing these because I just purchased these from the Sol de Janeiro website and I got 35%. Did I get 35% off? I got a higher percentage off, that's why I got them from there. But I just wanted to mention those products because they're products at Sephora and I fucking love them. So the next thing at Sephora that I would pick up, I would get this for fall and winter, would be the Kiehls Crème de Corps moisturizer, I guess you could say. I got the one with the pump. I don't love this for, how do I want to word this? I don't love it like I love this. They're very different. Like this is more of like a super hydrating body cream that smells amazing. This to me is amazing for massages. Like me and my husband give each other massages, and you know how when you massage for a while you get like the balls of the skin that roll up everywhere? This is the only lotion that I've ever used that it does not do that. It just soaks into the skin. It makes your skin look amazing. Like it reminds me a lot of the Nivea lotion that's in the blue bottle. It reminds me a lot of that, but it doesn't really have a scent, I don't think. Like I kept hearing people say they love the scent of it. To me, it doesn't have one, but I do really love this, especially for like winter, fall. I do like that it doesn't have a scent because that's, I think, one thing that my husband really likes about it is it doesn't smell super girly. So when I use it on him, when I massage him, you know what I mean? So really love that stuff. Next thing I'll talk about is just like my basic skincare. I'm not going to talk too much about this stuff because I have so much shit to go through. First thing is going to be my face wash, Purity Made Simple. This stuff's my jam. This is the only thing that I use to cleanse my face, except for when I'm double cleansing. I would recommend 2 for double cleansing. I do love the Tatcha One Step Camellia Cleansing Oil. This one I'm actually still using up. Like I can't believe I haven't run out of this stuff yet. I bought this not the last VIB sale, the VIB sale before that, and I use this every time. I use 2 pumps to take off my makeup, and I still have like a good amount in here. And then the other one that I really like is the Farmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. These are really great for double cleansing. Like if you want something to take all of your makeup off, these are the 2 that I would recommend. This is more of the oil base. This has more of like the balmy feel that like when you rub it between your fingers, it turns into an oil. So depending on your preference, I think they're both amazing. I really like both of them. So those would be my cleansing oils. And then a toner that I really love. I used to buy the Sunday Riley Good Jeans for $100-something every single time the sale would happen. And then I found this stuff, the Tarte Knockout Tingling Treatment. Usually I buy this from Tarte because they always have higher percentages off, but I know some people really like shopping at Sephora because of the shipping and you get free shipping, whatever. So I wanted to mention this because I think this has changed the game for my skin. I feel like this does more for my skin than the Sunday Riley Good Jeans. It really helps with my texture. My texture is not perfect by any means, but this has helped a lot, and I love that you can actually feel it working. Like this does have a really intense tingling feeling, so if you don't like that, you will not like this, but I fucking love it. And it smells like vinegar, so if that's another thing you don't like, just be mindful of that. But this stuff lasts forever. I used to put this on like a cotton pad, but now I just put it on my fingers and just like pat it in my skin, and I get even more uses out of this product. So I do really love that. It's really helped with my texture. And then for my eye cream, I talked about this in one of my recent videos. This is the Drunk Elephant C Tango Multi-Vitamin Eye Cream. This stuff has made such a difference for my under eyes, but I do plan on picking up a different one for this sale. I feel like this does like hydration. I don't know, it almost helped like correct my imperfections, but now I'm like, okay, now I want to really focus on hydration and my texture. But I would still recommend this one because I feel like this has a lot of like multi-benefits. If you want more information on this, I'll leave my previous video up here talking all about that. It shows you comparisons, what they looked like before and after. So definitely check that out. I really did love it. Next thing will be the Belif True Cream Moisturizing Balm. I was using the Aqua Balm, but now that we're getting into fall and winter, my skin does get a little bit drier. So I would say if you're more oily skin, go with the Belif Aqua Balm. But if you're more dry, normal, I would say go with this one. I love Belif face products. They are the shit. They do so much for my skin. They give me such good moisturization. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is another Belif product is the Aqua Balm Sleeping Mask. Like these two together, you put this on first and then you top it off with this and sleep with this on. You wake up and your skin feels so moist and juicy. It just makes it feel so good. I love this, and I feel like this is gonna last me forever because it's like every time I take some out of there, it's, I don't know, the consistency of the product like levels out, so it doesn't feel like you're ever using any product. Like I've used this so many times already and it doesn't seem like I've used any. So I really love both of these products. Like if you ask me, one of the most consistent skincare brands at Sephora, it's going to be Belif, because I love the way that their products make my skin feel. And then the next thing I want to talk about is what I clean my face with, and that's the Foreo or Foreo, however you say it, the Luna Mini 2. I love this thing. I barely have to charge it. I think I've charged it once since I got it, but it's just like a vibrating like facial wash tool. But I really like this because I used to use spin brushes and they would just tear the shit out of my face because I like to use them all the time. Whereas with this, I love that it doesn't harbor bacteria because it is silicone and it's so gentle on your skin. So if you have sensitive skin, it's going to be perfect. Perfect time to take advantage of the sale on this because these are expensive. These are over $100, so take advantage of that 20% off or however much you get off. And let's see, another face mask is, I'm like jumping all over the place, you guys. I'll be in more of an order, I think, for makeup, but I want to talk about a sheet mask. It's going to be the, is this Too Cool for School? Yeah, Too Cool for School, the egg cream mask. This is my favorite sheet mask I've ever put on my face. It gives me so much moisturization and does not break me out at all. It just makes my skin feel so good. I love the packaging on it too. I think it's so cute. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's yellow and it's my favorite color, but this is like my all-time favorite sheet mask. I really like the Sephora ones as well, so I would definitely recommend picking up some sheet masks. And I do believe that they have like a 6-pack in this or something. I know they sell this at Ulta too, so maybe I'm thinking of the wrong store, but I would definitely try out some sheet masks. I really want to try the Lancome one, the Genifique one. I hear that's amazing and I've never tried it before, so maybe I'll pick one of those up. But this is the one, if you got dry ass skin, this is the one I would recommend for that, if you'd like just a sheet mask. And then if you have texture, you will thank me a million times over for introducing you to this product. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, or anybody talk about it before, the Drunk Elephant T.L.C. Sakari Babyfacial is the tits. This is the best stuff that I've ever put on my skin to help with my texture, and you instantly notice a difference. I've talked about this in previous recommendation videos before. It does have that tingling sensation, so if you don't like that, you will not like this. But then if you put this Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Luxury Face Oil on top of it, you're welcome. That's all I'm gonna say. It makes your skin feel so smooth and just hydrated and just, I never thought I'd see the day that I love to put an oil on my face. It just does so much for my skin. It gives me a nice luminosity to my skin. It just makes everything look and feel so much better. So I would definitely recommend, if you don't incorporate some kind of facial oil into your skincare at night, do it and it's going to change your life. It makes your skin feel so good. This one is expensive. Basically all these products are expensive, but to me they're 1000% worth it because I wear makeup and I want to have that great canvas underneath my makeup because that's what's really going to make or break my makeup, at least in my opinion. So that's all I have for my skincare recommendations. Now I'm going to push this out of my way. And now let's get onto makeup. So for makeup, I'm going to go in the order that I would typically apply everything. Primers, I tried to find at least something for each category. That way you guys, if you're looking for that type of product, I had a recommendation for it. Primers was the only one that I was just like, I can't think of any like knockout primers right off the bat. Like I used to love the Fenty one, but I just kind of, I don't know, there was things that I liked about it, and there's just like a drugstore one I'm hooked on right now. I feel like if I had to pick one, it would be the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer. And I picked this one because in the fall and winter, my skin kind of loses its luminosity. So this gives me a really nice canvas because it blurs out my pores, but then it has that luminosity, so it really helps my skin look a lot nicer. So that's why I would choose this one, but I got this in BoxyCharm, so I'm like, I wouldn't buy it at Sephora just because I got it in BoxyCharm and I can get it at Ulta as well. So if I were to pick one from Sephora, it would be this one because I feel like this one and the original Pores No More is amazing. So I feel like if you have more oily skin, I would go towards the original Pores No More, and if you have drier skin, I would go towards this one. But because these are really great primers, it's just like, I don't know, they're like 40 bucks, so I feel like that's a little expensive for a primer. And a lot of the foundations that I wear, honestly, they look better without a primer on. So moving on to foundation, what's on my skin right now is the number one that I would recommend because it just makes my skin look just so good, and I don't know, like if you look at the viewfinder, if you look at me right now, like you think my skin looks good because I do. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I fucking love this stuff. I've loved it ever since it came out. Like this was the one foundation that I bought as soon as it launched, and I had to buy 2 of them because one is my like fall winter and the other one is my spring summer shade. So I have the shades light beige, and then the shade I'm wearing right now is the shade sand. Love these so much. They just make my skin look natural. They give me the perfect amount of coverage, and it's buildable. It just layers so nicely. It doesn't last all day. I think if you have oilier skin, you may not like this, but I would still try it because this foundation is so hit or miss with so many people, and they did just extend the shade range on this as well. So I would definitely check out this foundation. And then the Lancome, what is it, the Taint Idol foundation, that's another really good one, but I would still pick this one over that one because I just feel like it makes my skin look like the most skin-like of all the ones that I found at Sephora. Alright, so moving on to concealer, I'm going to talk about the Sephora brand because that's one brand I feel like everybody really needs to take into consideration when shopping the VIB sale, when shopping this sale. But the Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer, this is my hands down, cannot be without concealer. This is my favorite concealer I have in my entire collection. It's what's on my eyes and in my T-zone right now. This just gives me the perfect amount of coverage. If you need a more full coverage concealer, you will not like this because I would say it's like medium coverage. If you have darkness or anything like that, I don't feel like it will cover it. But if you have under eyes like me where it's just like you want to basically brighten, but you want it to be really flattering because you have texture on your under eyes. I was gonna say wrinkles, but we'll stick with texture. If you have texture on your under eyes, this just looks so flattering. It's so bomb. I love it. It's so slept on too. It's like $14, so it's pretty affordable, I think. And it's just a bomb concealer. I'm probably gonna have to pick up another one during the sale. So this is the #1 concealer that I would recommend. I think the Too Faced Born This Way one, the new one that just came out, that's a really good one if you're looking for full coverage. But this one I feel like looks just so good on my under eyes. So moving on, I want to talk really quick about liquid illuminizers because these two are also from the Sephora collection and I feel like they are so bomb. I put this one on today. This is the Sephora Bright Future Radiant Luminizer. I love that it's in like the stick form, so it's just so easy to place. It doesn't disturb your foundation. But this is more for if you want like a really subtle highlight, but if you want a more blinding ass highlight, the Sephora Radiant Luminizing Drops. These were like $7 and these are so beautiful. These are some of the prettiest liquid illuminizers I've found on the market. I think they're so beautiful. The packaging on them is terrible, I think, but this just looks so beautiful on the skin. This is like a perfect shade for when I get a little bit lighter. The camera's not doing it justice at all. It just gives you a beautiful luminosity and it just beams. I learned about this from Katie or Luster Lux. She used to rave about these and that's what made me initially buy them. But when I saw these, I love just the packaging on it. I love just the easiness that this offers, but these are definitely more blinding than this one is. So if you're looking for more subtle, I'd go this route. If you want more blinding, I would go this route, but these are both freaking beautiful and they're really affordable. Loose powder. My current favorite loose powder is what's on my skin right now, and it is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I love every single thing about this powder. You're probably going to hear this in like every single person's video about this powder, but it just makes your skin look so beautiful. Like Hourglass is my favorite brand I've ever used in my entire life. I feel like they're the most consistent brand that I've come across, and their products are just so flattering on every single skin type. Like I have textured skin, so a lot of products don't work for me. At least I don't think they work for me because they either emphasize my texture or they don't look flattering on my texture. No matter what I've tried from Hourglass, their products all look beautiful on my skin. So this, as soon as this launched, I was like, I have to have it because it's Hourglass. So this has been just a game changer for me. I love the packaging on it as well because it really helps me monitor how much powder I'm using, because it has this little stopper in here so you can sit there and just be banging the powder out and it will never overfill that little section right there unless you have the cap off. But if you just sit here and go like this, you're always gonna get the perfect amount of powder, and that's all you need to cover your entire face, and it's God honest truth, that's all that you need. It works so well and it really helps me avoid that cake face because I can go really heavy with powder real fucking quick. So I really love that this helps me monitor my powder. It doesn't make my makeup look as cakey, and it's just a beautiful powder. It looks stunning on the skin, so fucking love that, and that's it. Next thing I want to talk about is another setting powder, but it's not like a loose setting powder. This is more of like a luminous dusting, if you will. Like if you want your face to look like an angel just came down and kissed you on your face, this Hourglass Luminous Light Powder is everything. I use this all over like my forehead. Normally I never put like luminous powders on my forehead at all because I don't want to draw attention to this, but this just gives you that lit from within type of look. Like this is just a powder. I use it on every single bride, every single bridal party because I just want it to look like I'm lit from within, or them look lit from within. Anytime I want that look, I dust this all over the face, and it just gives like the most subtle but beautiful look to the skin. So it's expensive as hell, but it's worth every penny. I think it's a beautiful powder, and that's it for that Hourglass powder. And now let's move into bronzers, which we're going to talk about another Hourglass product. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. I've used this on so many clients. I've used this on myself so many times. And this is one product that I'm like, I can't believe that I didn't hit pan on it yet because I've used it so much. Like I've used this to death, and I've had it for like 3 to 4 years now, and I still have a ton of product. But I really love this because it gives me that nice, warm, just glowy bronze look that I love. And it's so universal on so many different skin tones. I've used this on the fairest of fair, and like I would say to like tan to dark skin tones, and it still works on everyone in between. If you're like deep dark skin tone, I would not bother with this one. I would go a little bit darker. But this one I just feel like is so universal for so many people. I just really love it. It's been my go-to for years now. But another one I wanted to talk about was the Sephora Bronzing Face Powder. I use this to contour today. This is in the shade Los Cabos. This is a perfect contour shade for me right now. I don't feel like it's too harsh at all. It honestly reminds me a lot of the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer in Tantastic. I was also going to talk about this one because I think this is an amazing bronzer, especially for contour. It's like the perfect undertone. It's so amazing. The only thing with this one though is I think it breaks me out because every time I use this, it seems like I get pimples all in my contour line. So I'm going to test that theory a little bit more since I'm not broken out, but this is the one that I use today, and these look very, very similar, and this is a hell of a lot cheaper. And then you add the 20% off or 15 or 10 off on top of that. That's a win right there. But I would definitely recommend both of these because they're both beautiful for contour and bronzing. Moving on, let's talk about blushes. So my number one blush is going to be the Becca Mineral Blush in the shade Songbird. If I'm ever wearing a blush and I don't mention what it is, this is what it is. This is my go-to blush. I freaking love it, especially for, I keep wanting to say spring and summer, especially for fall and winter. I feel like it's just a super unique color, and I love the formula of these mineral blushes. Like, I will have every single one of these one day because they are my all-time favorite. But another one that I've been really loving recently is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Luminous Flush. I promise this is not sponsored by Hourglass. They are just, to me, they can do no wrong. So this is in the shade Luminous Flush. I don't know if I said that before. I chose this one because I feel like it's going to be really good for all year round. So I feel like the shade Mood Exposure would be really beautiful for fall and winter, but this is the one that I stuck with, and I really think these are beautiful blushes. But if I were to pick between these two, I would pick the Becca one because I love the formula, I love the shade of this one, but they're both bomb. Let's talk about some highlighters. There were two that were on my radar. First one is going to be the, oh my god, the first one's going to be another Hourglass product. This is the Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette. I didn't realize how much Hourglass stuff I picked out today, you guys. I'm sorry, but they're so good. That's what's on my skin right now. I love these because they don't emphasize my texture, but they give you that blinding look. Such a beautiful palette. I've talked about it a million times, but this one I really wanted to mention because I feel like, one, these are so beautiful, but this is more if you want like a glittery highlight. But I love this palette. This is the new Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. This is so good. These are usually super expensive for just the individuals, but I love the fact that you get 4 in one, just like in a compact. I love the packaging on it. I love the formula. If I want a more like glittery, beaming highlight, this is the one I've been going to. Like, these two top shades are everything. They're so beautiful. Love these. Would definitely recommend those. I would even recommend the individuals for the Dior highlighters, but I would still say get this over the individuals because it's a better bang for your buck in my opinion. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about are eyeshadow palettes. I have 3 that I would recommend to you guys. The one that's on my eyes right now is the new Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I'd recommend this one mainly, not because I've used it a ton, but I feel like this just screams fall and winter. Like, I love the shades in this. I think it's super unique. They do have one coming out from Sephora. It looks a lot like this, so if you like those Sephora collection palettes, maybe get that one. There is another one that's coming out with the Sephora collection as well that it looks super different. If I can find a picture of it, I'll attach it, but knowing me, I probably will forget. But there is one that I'm eyeing, but I don't know if it'll be out in time for the sale. But I just feel like this is such a beautiful palette. These blend out like so fucking easily. And like, I don't know, I just look at this look right here. This was like an effortless look. It took me like less than 10 minutes to do. I'm with it for eyeshadow palettes like that. And I had like 0 fallout, which I was really surprised because I did my face first. And I was working with like all these dark colors here and I had no fallout. So I am with that. And I feel like it's just a really easy palette to use. So the next eyeshadow palette I want to mention is an oldie but a goodie. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This palette was my bitch for the longest time. This was like the only palette that I would use. It's super easy to work with and I just love the color story on this. I think it's a beautiful palette. But if you're somebody that's more of like, I don't really want color, I want something that's super basic but you could still like dress it up day to night, I would go towards the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I feel like this is a beautiful palette as well. I really like the formula in both of these. But this one palette, I talked about it a million times I feel like, but this palette really surprised me. I did not think I was going to like it at all. And initially I only bought it because of the packaging, but it is a fucking amazing eyeshadow palette. It's the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. This is the palette if you want a little bit of neutralness, but you want a lot of metallics. Like, these metallics are so bomb. They're so vibrant. They're just so intense. And the shade Rich Girl in here is just everything. But the packaging on it is so good. It's just like, I just want to eat it. Because I feel like we've been here for a long ass time. I'm just going to talk about liners really quick. There's one liner that I want to mention in particular from Marc Jacobs. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner in the shade Pink of Me. This is one that I have yet to find a dupe for. And like, I'm a big fan of the ColourPop liners. I really love Rimmel liners, but this is like the one. I love the shade on this. I love the formula on it. It lasts all day on my eyes. I think all of these liners are beautiful, but this is the one shade in particular. I use the shit out of it and it looks so good, especially on my green eyes. Like, I use a lot of like nude pastel liners because I really like to draw a lot of attention to my eyes. Whereas when I use like black liners, it really closes up my eyes. So I use the shit out of this. I don't really love the In the Buff, I think this is called. This one's not my favorite because it does have a little bit of like shimmer in it. So I would choose the matte formula over the shimmer. I feel like this sticks a lot better to the waterline. And the shade Brownie in that as well is fire. Anastasia Brow Wiz is bomb for a brow product, but there's so many products out there that are just like it. Next is going to be lip product. I feel like nobody really talks about these, and these are the Sephora Cream Lip Stains. Like, these are some of the best liquid lipsticks I have, and they're super inexpensive. They last all day. I have the shade, what shade's on my lips right now? 37. I don't know the exact name, but that's what's on my lips right now. Super beautiful formula, and it's not heavy. It doesn't flake or anything like that. Like, these are just bomb. I know I have more of these somewhere in my collection. I just can't find them right now. And then, let's see, Sephora Lip Gloss. It's another one. Like, there's so much in the Sephora collection that I feel like you guys are missing out on if you don't use Sephora makeup. Like, this is not my favorite shade by any means, but this reminds me a lot of the next lip gloss that I'm going to talk about. So these are the Outrageous Effect or Plump Effect Volume Lip Gloss. I don't know what the name of it is. It's got like 3 different names on the bottom. But this just gives you the most beautiful glossy lips. I don't love the shade on this. I would get the one that's like Universal. It's like Universal something. But this one I got because it was on sale just to try out the formula. But it does have that tingling sensation, which I personally love, but I know a lot of people don't like that. So if you don't like that, you'll probably not like these. But it does give you that like plumping feeling, so I really love that. And then that formula reminds me a lot of these Dior, what are these called? The Dior Addict Lip Maximizers. I love this lip gloss though. This is one of like the one that always goes in my purse because it's such a beautiful gloss. I do feel like the Sephora ones kind of break up a little bit. That's one thing I look at glosses when I do swatch them on my hand. Like, if it starts to like break apart, because I hate that with a gloss. But that is going to be the Lip Maximizer right there. I just feel like it gives you the most beautiful glossy lips. It gives you that little bit of tingling sensation, but not too much. Like, I could still feel it. Like, it kind of lingers. I don't know. I love lip glosses like that because I feel like they're actually plumping my lips. I don't know. But if I were to pick one lip gloss, it would be this one. The Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb is the best lip gloss I've ever used. Like, there's something about this shade. There's something about the applicator. There's something about the formula. It's just such a perfect, like, Fenty could not have done better on this lip gloss because it looks so beautiful on so many different skin tones. It's like the lip gloss that you don't need anything underneath it. Like, it serves to me like a lip gloss lip balm because it's so hydrating on the lips. It's going to be this one over here. But you can see, super glossy, super beautiful, and I feel like the price is so right on this. I think it was like 18 bucks, so a little bit more expensive than drugstore, but still worth every goddamn penny, at least in my opinion. Like, I have 2 of these because I love it so much. It's just like that go-to. Like, if I have nothing on my lips and I'm just like, oh, I kind of want to look a little bit more put together, this is the one I'll put on. And then I use the Dior one mainly to like top off the center to lighten up all my looks, but if I don't have anything on my lips, I'll go for the Fenty one. So those are my top 4, my lip glosses. And I think, is that it? Oh, the last thing was a setting spray. The one that I would recommend the most would be the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I just ran out. I'm like depressed. So I would definitely recommend the Urban Decay All Nighter. But if you want something with a luminous finish or like a luminizing setting spray, I guess you could say, the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray is a really beautiful. I love the pump on this. Like, it's super fine mist. So I think that's everything for all of my recommendations. I know I talked about a lot of stuff. I didn't even get into brushes. Like the Sephora 55 brush, I can't even find it right now. That brush is so bomb. Like, I'm gonna try to leave everything that I talk about in the description box. So if you guys have any questions, everything should be down there. It might just take me a little bit. But other than that, I think that's it for today's video. Leave in the comments any of your guys' recommendations or your guys' favorites because your girl still has some shopping to do as well. So maybe I'll pick up some of your guys' favorites. You guys know I'm going to have a haul video coming soon, and I will be having a haul update from my last haul coming soon as well. I've got empties videos coming. I've got so many videos coming soon. It's just I got to get the damn time to film them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Peace!